Remember, we don't write the multiplication sign in algebra, so letters that are collected together with no sign between them have been multiplied. So for example, ABC means A multiplied by B multiplied by C. Also, remember, when a letter is multiplied by itself, a power is created. So for example, M times M times M gives us M cubed. So now let's see if we can do some examples on the board together to show how to multiply letters. First up, 2A multiplied by 3B multiplied by C. So remember, the same rules don't apply as with addition. We can multiply different letters together. We just have to make sure we write them correctly in our answer. Let's deal with the numbers first. 2 multiplied by 3 gives me 6. Remember, I only have one C here, so that wouldn't change my final answer. And now that I've got A multiplied by B multiplied by C, remember we don't write the multiplication signs in algebra, so my final answer would be 6, A, B, C. Let's do another one. P multiplied by P multiplied by P. Now here we have a letter that is the same multiplied by each other more than once. P times P, remember, would give us P squared. And if we multiply by another P, it would give us P cubed. It's important here to remember not to write 3P as your answer, because then you would have added them. This is a multiplication question, so when you multiply it by itself, you're going to end up with that power. Last one, 4y multiplied by y multiplied by w. Now in terms of numbers, we only have one number that we can see. Remember, these are both ones. 4 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 1 gives us 4. Y multiplied by y, remember, gives us y squared. And finally, we're also multiplying by w, so it features in the answer. The order in which you write the letters isn't a deal breaker when it comes to getting the marks in the exam. So what you must do is just make sure you've shown them all being multiplied by not writing the multiply sign between them. Now we're going to look at how to multiply out brackets in algebra. Now there's a very important rule we use for this, and we're going to see it now. The rule when multiplying out brackets is that each term inside the bracket must be multiplied by the term outside the bracket. So for example, 3 lots of y plus 2 gives us an answer of 3y plus 6. Each term inside the bracket has been multiplied by 3. Another example is 4 lots of 2x minus 5. So if we multiply the 2x and the minus 5 by 4, it would give us an answer of 8x minus 20. Right, so let's look at a couple of examples on the board. The first one asks us to multiply out and simplify where possible 5 lots of 3x minus 1. So remember the rule we use. We multiply everything inside the bracket by the number outside. So I'm going to do 5 lots of 3x and also 5 lots of minus 1. Now 5 lots of 3x will give me an answer of 15x, and 5 lots of minus 1 is minus 5. So each term inside the bracket has now been multiplied by the number outside. Okay, so another example, like the one we've got up here, multiply out and simplify where possible 3 lots of 2m plus 3n minus 4p. So there's actually 3 terms inside this bracket, but it doesn't matter, we still calculate our answer in the same way. So 3 lots of 2m plus 3n minus 4p. Each term inside is going to get multiplied by the number outside. So we're going to do 3 lots of 2m, 3 lots of 3n, and 3 lots of minus 4p. So remember to be careful with our negative numbers here. 3 lots of 2m is 6m. 3 lots of 3n is 9n. And 3 lots of negative 4p is negative 12p. So all very simple multiplications, you just have to make sure you get the positives and negatives in the right places. Let's do another example. Okay, so in this question, I've got two brackets that I need to multiply out. And the question does say multiply out and simplify where possible. Now, when I've multiplied out my brackets, there should be some simplification for me to do as well to get my answer in its simplest form. So let's take a look. I've got 3 lots of 2a plus 1, and from that I'm subtracting 4 lots of a plus 2. Pay close attention to this negative. We're going to come to it in a second, but it's important we remember that there's a negative in front of that 4. Let's multiply out the first bracket. 3 lots of 2a gives me 6a, and 3 lots of 1 gives me 3. So that's our first bracket multiplied out. Now, this is where we've got to be careful. I've got minus 4 lots of a, and then minus 4 times 2. Minus 4 multiplied by a is negative 4a. Minus 4 times positive 2, from your work on negative numbers, you should remember, is minus 8. Very important you're careful that you don't write minus 4a plus 8, because that negative number is getting multiplied by both of those. Now, there is indeed some simplification we can do. We're going to collect our like terms together to get our final answer. 6a subtract 4a gives me 2a. And then positive 3 subtract 8. So our final answer is 2a minus 5. So, final example on multiplying out brackets. Another double bracket question here, asking us to multiply out 5 lots of c plus 3d, subtract 4 lots of c minus 2d. So again, we've got some negatives we need to be careful of, but let's take each bracket individually. So first of all, 5 lots of c plus 3d. And we're taking away from that, remember, 4 lots of c minus 2d. Multiplying out this first bracket, I would keep putting those arrows in, even if you feel confident, because it just makes sure you multiply both terms by the number outside. 5 lots of c is 5c, and 5 lots of 3d, or 5 lots of 3 is 15, so that gives me plus 15d. That's our first bracket multiplied out. Now, negatives again. Minus 4 multiplied by c gives me minus 4c. And now we've got to be careful because I'm doing negative 4 multiplied by negative 2d. Now you should remember from your work on negative numbers that a negative number multiplied by a negative number gives you a positive answer. So minus 4 multiplied by minus 2 is going to give me plus 8d. And as the question says, simplify. There is some simplification to do. We're going to collect our c terms together and also our d terms. 5c, take away 4c, leaves me with 1c, which remember gives us 1c, and we don't write the 1 in algebra, so we just leave it as c. And then 15d plus 8d gives me 23d, and a final answer of c plus 23d.